Okay, let's first translate these set of preferences into a game theory table. Abel has a choice of two strategies: go skiing or go to the festival. Baker has a choice of two strategies: go skiing or go to the festival. Now, this is not a zero-sum game, right? So we've introduced a preference ranking for Abel and for Baker into this particular table. If Abel chooses a strategy of going skiing and Baker independently chooses a strategy of going skiing, that will result in a payoff of 2, Abel's most preferred outcome, and 1, Baker's second most preferred outcome. If Abel chooses the strategy of going skiing, while Baker chooses the strategy of going to the festival, they'll wind up at 0, Abel skiing alone, and 0, Baker at the festival alone. If Abel chooses the strategy of going to the festival and Baker chooses the strategy of going skiing, they wind up at -1, Abel at the festival alone, Baker skiing alone. But if Abel chooses the festival and Baker chooses the festival to go to the festival, then they wind up at this point right here where that's a payoff of 1 for Abel and a payoff of 2 for Baker. Okay, now notice first of all that this game table has 2 points that are in Nash equilibrium. If the players can somehow wind up on either this point or this point, neither would have any reason unilaterally to change his or her strategy. If they're here, Baker certainly wouldn't have reason to change his strategy or her strategy to go to 2 to -1, but neither would Baker have reason to change his or her strategy to go from 1 to 0. And if they wound up here similarly, Baker certainly wouldn't have reason to change his or her strategy to go from 2 to 0, but neither would Baker have reason to change his strategy to go from 2 to -1, but neither would Baker have reason to change his strategy or her strategy to go from 1 to 0. So these 2 points are in Nash equilibrium, but without any possibility of coordinating their choice of strategies, how are they going to hit either of these 2 points?